And I said, come over, come on over, you'll say.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Town of Portland podcast. We are live in our Town Tech Educational Partnership podcast studio at Portland High School, and this is going to be our episode number 52, and with us in the studio is our First Selectman, Mr. Ryan Curley. So, hi Ryan, are you surviving the heat? It's a little chilly out there today.
Hey Dave, how you doing now? Yeah, we got a hot one today, huh?
Woof! My God, it's a good day. A good day for the beach. My God.
Yeah, it's a good day to be inside in air conditioning, I think, as well.
Absolutely.
But yeah, why don't we just remind everyone that our public library is a cooling center.
Absolutely.
A day like today. So if any resident is in need of getting cool, they can go down to the library, read a book, and enjoy that air conditioning.
Sure. Is the senior center a cooling center now, or
not yet? We're going to get to that though.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I don't want to steal a thunder here. So, all right.
And then also we have our, if you really need to get cool, Dave, we got our splash pad that's open now.
Yes, I'll have to get my Speedo on and go out there. Not.
And we do have extended heat wave hours. The splash pad is open at 8 a.m. in the morning, all the way until 8 p.m. in the evening. So it's open for 12 hours.
It's certainly getting a use out there. My God, there's plenty of usage of that thing. My God.
Yeah. It's great to see. It's great to see so many families enjoying that and
exactly.
kids getting over there, and
exactly. So anyway, we are in the dog days of summer. We have just gotten into crossed over into that August threshold. So tell us what's happening. And I know we had a Board of Selectmen's meeting last night, and I think we got a P&Z meeting tonight. But tell us what's happening.
Yeah, there's a lot happening these days, Dave, and we may be in the dog days of summer, but things are moving pretty quickly around the town of Portland, Connecticut.
That's great to hear.
It is. We've had a lot of great news recently. A lot of good things are happening. So I wanted to touch upon some of the things that occurred last night at our Board of Selectmen meeting, but also some of the things that we just have going on here recently. So first, a bit of good news is that we were awarded, the town of Portland was awarded a grant for our senior center.
Yes.
Now, this is big news. This is a $725,000 grant from the Department of Housing.
Wow, that's nothing to sneeze at. My God.
No. And with this grant, it came out of COVID funds. This is a CBDG.
Yeah.
And Community Development Block Grant.
Okay. Yep.
And so with this grant, we're going to be able to do three main components of this. And the first is the kitchen at the senior center will be completely renovated. And this is going to allow not only better food preparation, but safer food preparation and also increased productivity. So the nonprofits that the town partners with that provide meals, they provide lunch meals.
Yep.
They're now going to be able to have capacity to provide even more meals.
Nice.
Which is going to really benefit the community. And also our seniors will be able to, access that kitchen. It'll be available for our seniors. And also, we're getting HVAC improvements. This is a COVID grant. HVAC is so important right now, clean air, and making sure that we keep our seniors safe throughout their time in the senior center.
Yes.
And the food bank is downstairs
Correct.
as well.
Yep.
So, and so many organizations, use that senior center meeting room and whatnot. So this is going to be, it's going to go a long way to improve the ventilation and making sure that we have clean air.
Yeah, that building does get a lot of use and so forth. That's good. And I think they're also going to be putting in a generator, correct?
That's it. You got it. Yeah, that's the third item is a generator, which, as you touched upon earlier, this is going to allow the senior center to be a warming and cooling center in town. So this is going to be a really great addition for our seniors. And on a day like today, should power fail, the senior center will be up and running. And as an added bonus to that, with all that food that the food bank has, we don't have to worry about the food spoiling
Right.
as long as that generator can continue to
Yep,
run.
yep, because they do have freezers down there that for the food to keep that safe. So that's great.
Yeah, so I just want to thank the commissioner at DOH and all the employees there that helped with this. It was a long time coming. This grant was initially started by former First Selectwoman Susan Bransfield. It started out during COVID as a way to quickly improve the kitchen.
Yep.
And it was a kitchen upgrade that kept building and building, and when I started in November, we had a lot of upgrades to this, and we found out that there was more monies available for this, and we were able to get that $725,000 amount, which was just incredible for the town. So,
Sure.
Anytime we can get money without, we can get projects like this done without raising the mill rate, without impacting
Correct.
taxes, it's a win for everyone.
Sure.
And that's not it. We had more good news when it comes to grants and bonds, and the state bond commission has authorized $300,000 to be spent on our new Riverfront Park and Trail project.
Yep.
That the Riverfront Access Committee has been working so hard on so far. And I just want to say thank you to State Senator Norm Needleman and our state rep, Christy Carpino, for championing this and getting this done. And and I also want to thank our finance director, Tom Robinson, and my assistant, Michelle.
Yep.
And also our town engineer, Jeff Jacobson. This was a complete team effort,
Sure.
because I'll tell you the story if you want to hear it. I was on vacation at the time, so I'm on vacation. I'm at the beach, and it's about 6:00 on a Wednesday, and I get a text message from Senator Needleman asking if we had any projects in the town of Portland that could use funding.
Yeah.
And I said, geez, Norm, of course, thank you, for reaching out. Of course we do. We're always in need in Portland. I said, can I get you a proposal early next week? And he said, I hate to do this to you, but I need something by Friday.
Ooh.
So the next morning, because town hall was closed at the time, I'm on the phone, and I was out of the country, and I'm calling Tom, our finance director, and I'm calling Michelle, and they scrambled, and then they got our town engineer in the loop as well, and we had some preliminary drawings with all this, and they put that together with a little summary, and then I was able to then send that to the senator from my vacation, and so it was when we got the approval for this, I really think this one is neat because it was a complete team effort.
Sure.
It was and it just goes to show that when we have good plans, the state and the state bond commission and also the governor can get behind it. So,
well, I know former selectmen Lou Pear and Rick Shar were real champions of getting that to happen and so forth. They're avid kayakers, so they've been looking for river access for a long time. So this is finally coming to fruition.
Exactly. Yeah. No. Rick and Lou both have put in a lot of hours on this project, and to get this funding is such a boost to this, because now that we have this, for those of you who don't know, we've had this town-owned property, which is 50 some odd acres of Connecticut River frontage property, but we had no way to access that property for many years until Tilcon, which has a plant in Portland and next door owns what used to be the Tommaso baseball field. They generously let us use that field for many, many years. And now that we have our new park in town, we no longer needed that baseball field. And so Tilcon generously granted the town of Portland an easement. And that easement allows us to go over that property that used to be a ball field to get to the Portland town-owned property that we own. And now with this grant, and we'll be able to connect. We'll be able to get a road and
parking.
Parking,
Sure.
and it'll go a long way. We
Nice.
still have a lot of work to do. There's a lot of engineering and design work. We have preliminary designs, but it's gonna take a little time to get all the plans worked out.
Yep.
But this is really exciting. It's exciting for Portland because this one day may allow us the river access that we've been looking for decades.
Sure.
And so it's been said many times that Portland has the most river frontage,
15 miles.
and yet we have no public access to it
Yep.
in the town of Portland. And so if we can get public access for our residents, I think that is a real win for everyone who lives in town. And also, I think it'll help property values. It'll help
sure.
everything
Absolutely.
to do this. So we're really looking forward to getting this project underway. And we were down there on Tuesday night. Senator Needleman and Representative Carpino came down. They toured the site, but we couldn't get too far because it is in the middle of summer and there is a lot of overgrowth these days, and nobody really wanted to get any ticks on them.
For sure. Now, we got some nice pictures. We got a nice slider on the website, so, kind of explaining the project. So check it out. And, I think this is going to actually be an opportunity to maybe work into, in the future, a boat launch also, down there.
That is the plan. I hope so, Dave. But first we gotta get there. I think
baby steps.
Baby steps. First we get to the river, and then we figure out how to get on the river.
There you go.
I think that's the plan right now. So we're gonna keep working on this, though.
Yes.
So we have several other projects that I'll give updates on.
Sure.
And the next one, I do know that there have been questions on, how are we doing with our track? We did receive another edition of grant funds that we received from the State Bond Commission was that $500,736 that we got back in March. And that was another push by our state senator and state representative. And so we have those funds that are we're working out the details with DEEP is in charge of overseeing the project with us, and they are working on a contract that will be sent over to us. I've seen a preliminary draft, and once we get that contract signed, then we're able to get to work on the building of the track. But we've been making progress in the meantime. We did an RFQ, which is a request for qualification, and when we did that, 3 firms bid on that. And of those 3, 2 were selected to move to the next phase, an RFP. And the RFP process is currently underway. It is due August 11th. So that's next week.
Okay.
And that's going to be important for us because specifically for 2 reasons. One, it's going to tell us what we're looking at price-wise. And that's a big thing because right now, prices have skyrocketed in all sorts of areas. We're really not sure where exactly this track is going to fall under. So we're going to get that answered. And then the second part of that is the time frame on when we can get this repaired and replaced.
Yes.
And so we're going to be able to know a lot more once we get these RFPs as soon as next week. So I'm looking forward to that. Then we'll have a more definitive plan. But we're moving forward. We're not wasting any time on this.
Great.
So yeah, it's exciting news. I know a lot of people have been following that. The next item we have is our Brownstone Avenue project. This is our remediation work that we are doing on 248, 222, and 230 Brownstone Avenue. And as most of you will recall, the town of Portland purchased property back in 2019, and we purchased 3 parcels of land along the Connecticut River. And they are brownfield sites because there were some large oil tanks on there and storage tanks, and for years some oil and contamination may have seeped into the soil over the years, and so because of that we have to remediate the property, and the town of Portland was able to get a grant from DECD, and we got originally a $750,000 grant, and then we were able to receive a topper grant on that, which was $375,000.
Sure.
And so that fund is being spent on the remediation specifically on 248 Brownstone Avenue. Now, we've been really looking to get this work underway, and we had a couple of snags, one of which there's a certificate that DEP will issue. It's called a flood management certificate. And we have to get that in order to be able to do the remediation work. And I'm pleased to report that we did receive that certificate last week. And so now we are able to do the work. I have a meeting with Ty and Bond next week, and I'm looking forward to that. But the company that's going to be doing the remediation work is called Enviro Consultants and Recyclers, and they are all ready to begin in September. We just have to wait until the Brownstone Exploration and Discovery Park closes for the season.
Yes, because they use the other 2 lots for parking.
They use the other 2 lots for parking, and also you really don't want that equipment going by when you have so many people on the sidewalk or walking on the road. So really excited. That's moving forward. And in addition to that, we still have an RFP open, and we're looking for a restaurant to come in and be a riverfront restaurant, which will help us with economic development in town. It's going to be a beautiful location right along the Connecticut River with some incredible views. And so that RFP is open until September 13th. And at that point, I'm excited to see, what kind of proposals come in, and hopefully we get something that'll be a real boost, an economic boost or driver for the town of Portland.
There you go.
So that's another exciting project that we're working on. And then, Dave, I'll touch on our water project.
Yep.
I gave the selectmen an update last night, but we have a preferred engineering firm with our grant that we received from DPH to look for our own water source. This is a $250,000 grant that the town of Portland received back in 2020. And we've had to do a lot of legwork. We had to go through that RFQ process, then the RFP process, and then we did interviews with the RFP companies. And after that, a firm was selected. But once we have a selected firm, we still need to get approval from DPH because that's who's overseeing this funding. And so there's 2 documents that the town of Portland is waiting on at this point. And one is an authorization letter, and that's going to allow the First Selectman to sign the contract with GZA. And the second document that we're looking for is it's a contract with DPH. Mm-hmm. So again, we can't do any work until we sign that contract with DPH or we don't get reimbursed.
Sure.
So we have to sign the contract before the work can begin.
Yep.
And so last night, the Board of Selectmen authorized me to be able to sign both documents as soon as they come in. So then we don't have to have a special meeting or anything.
Right.
We're ready to go. So at this point, we're just going to wait. And it should be relatively soon. I am not anticipating that it's going to take too much longer. So just fingers crossed because, this is so important. We got to get to work on it. And so we're doing everything we can to move this along and to move this forward.
Yes.
So those are some of the projects that we have going on. I also want to mention, and we have some good news in that some of you may know that our Public Works Director took another position with the town. He took Carl Johnson's position on the Board of Ed. And so that left a vacancy in the Public Works Department. And earlier this week, we did officially hire a replacement, a new Public Works Director. His name is Ryan O'Halpern, and he starts on August 22nd, and we're really thrilled to have him. He's a civil engineer by trade. He brings a wealth of knowledge and experience, and I think he's going to really fit in with the town of Portland. So certainly want to, welcome Ryan. And, we look forward to working with him because we have a lot of projects.
Yes, we do.
And so he's going to be a very busy person over the next year or so. And also, we did touch upon this at the Board of Selectmen meeting last night. We're looking at different ways that we can improve the town through some of our revenue from the American Rescue funds that we received, otherwise known as ARPA. And the Board of Selectmen last night, we spent some time talking about how we could improve the land use department, particularly in the town of Portland. So I'm really excited about the improvements that we're talking about because I think it's going to benefit the town as a whole.
Sure.
And it's going to make doing business with the town easier and kind of bring us into the 21st century with, there's three major components with what we're trying to do. The first of which is digitizing not land records, but land use office records, I should say.
Correct.
And so there's a lot of records in...
Only 480,000.
Only 480,000.
I was with him when they surveyed it, and when he said
man.
that, I said, "Oh my God, we have enough filing cabinets in that place. My God, it's unbelievable."
We're actually running, and with all those papers, we've almost run out of filing space as it is. So it's either we digitize these records or we have to buy more filing cabinets and keep pushing more and more paper around.
And we may have to shore up the floor to hold it.
Yeah, honestly, and that's not even, it's not, sadly, that is a good point. So we, in order to lighten the load, as they say, we're
There you go.
going to digitize our records in the land use office, hopefully. There's a public hearing on that before the next Board of Selectmen meeting. I believe it's at 7:10 p.m. on Wednesday, August 17th. Does that sound right, Dave?
I think so. It rings a bell.
Let me just double check. I want to give Yep, 7:10 p.m. on Wednesday, August 17th at the Buck Foreman Room in the Old Town Hall.
The old town.
265 Main Street?
Yes, 265. Yep.
All right.
Right next to the police station.
Yep. And the second item that we're going to be doing in the land use department is we're going to be moving to online permitting. And
Yes.
this is going to make things so much easier. It's going to make life easier for our employees in the department, but also for those just trying to do business with the town.
Yeah.
And finally, the land use office will be able to accept credit card payments, which has been something that I really wanted to push through. And so there's several
Advantages.
softwares. Yeah, there's
Yes.
several advantages, and there's softwares that are going to make doing business with the town much easier. So we're excited for that. And then the third component is the GIS system.
Yep.
So we're going to be modernizing our GIS mapping system.
Mm-hmm.
Our new town planner, Dan Beret, will be working with our assessor, Rich Lasky. And this is going to, I think we're one of very few towns that don't have this right now.
I was talking to, in fact, Kevin this morning, and he said we're the only town in the COG, that isn't there.
Yeah.
So I mean, we're there in a lot of ways, but unfortunately, in that respect, that our GIS records aren't accessible to the public. So that's where we're going to be. Yeah.
So that's what we're trying to do. So these are three improvements to that department that I think will really help. It's going to help everyone in town. Whether you're getting a permit for a new swimming pool or
Sure.
or whatever
A deck,
a deck or whatever
yeah.
the cause may be. It's going to make doing business at the town hall easier. What else do I have on the list? The other thing that I do want to touch upon is there is a meeting tonight with the Planning and Zoning
Yep.
Commission, and I just want the town to be aware that this is going on, that the developer for Brainerd Place has come up with a site plan. It's not a site plan modification. It's a alteration, Dave?
It could be, yes.
And so it has to get approved by the Planning and Zoning Department, and so there's a few different components that is proposed to be changed, and so it's the developer's got to make the case for that, and the big changes are keeping the Hart Jarvis house where it is currently located
Correct.
now, and not moving that to it was really the far corner of the property, and the developer would then restore that house and then use that instead of granting that to a nonprofit.
Yep.
The developer would take that over, and so that's one of the changes. And in order to keep that house, they have to rotate the Starbucks building or
Yep.
Building D. Hopefully it will be a Starbucks.
Yes.
I'll give a shout out to Mike Hernandez,
Yes.
Selectman Hernandez, who wanted to
Don't
make
call
sure.
it that.
who
Don't call
wanted
it
to-
that.
So I don't want to get him upset here. But so those are two changes, and then the third change is creating, as of right now, the original plan is to have a two-phase approach to this, and this change would create 3 phases, and essentially it would move the retail commercial building, which is a large retail commercial building. It's building A on the plan. It would move that to a phase 3. So the developer still intends, as of now, to build everything that was originally proposed and approved, but as I understand it, he wants to push that out to phase 3, and he's going to talk about tonight, the reasons for that.
Yep.
And so I just want to make sure that the town is aware that that is going on, and it's separate from the Board of Selectmen.
Sure.
That is planning and zoning.
Yeah, that's starting at 7 tonight.
7 p.m.
Tonight.
Yes.
Yep.
Yep. And it'll be on Zoom, and it'll be on
hybrid.
Yep.
Be there or be square.
All right.
And so forth. Now we also have the Stampo. We have one more concert left in our concert series.
That's right.
Okay, which is going to be next Tuesday. We had a great concert this past Tuesday. We just dodged the rain and so forth, but great band called Mixed Signals played, and a lot of locals, good friends of mine that are in the band, but they did an awesome job. But we got one more concert next week, which is good. And they're getting great crowds down there.
They are, and thank you. Mixed Signals was great this week, and I just want to say thank you to our CERT team for doing such a great job in that heat, parking those cars and making sure everyone is getting to the concert safely and everyone's having a good time. So thank you to Don Guin and the entire CERT team.
Sure, yeah. We're also making a little adjustment on the emergency management website. So if maybe hoping that we can attract more people to join the CERT team. So we're going to be putting information about that and so forth. So feel free that if you got time and you would like to get involved with it, and it's the Community Emergency Response Team, which stands for CERT. So you can volunteer. They do some great stuff, and it's a great volunteer effort.
Awesome. Yes, it is. It is, and they sure they could use some more volunteers.
Oh
so
yeah.
If anyone's thinking, if anybody has some free time, it's a wonderful organization.
Yep, it is. So okay, excellent. What else you got? Anything else?
I mean, I'm sure I do. If I
think about
if I think about it, that's everything I have on on my little cheat sheet here to talk about.
No, that's
and
great.
then what's going to happen though? We're going to close the podcast.
Oh, I forgot to mention
and
that.
I'm going to say I forgot to talk about something. So
Well,
there's always something.
Well, we had normally Russ Melman, our Chatham Health Director, is on. He's on vacation. So anyway, so next time around, we're going to be episode number 52. Okay, and we'll get Russ on here, and he can give us the latest and greatest in the Chatham Health District updates.
And I have one more update, actually.
Sure.
Just I'm sure the town clerk would like me to report that we do have a primary coming up in Connecticut. 2 primaries. Mm-hmm. The Democratic and Republican primaries will be on Tuesday, August 9th, I believe.
Yep.
And polls will be open at the Portland Middle School, which is 93 High Street. We're here now, and polls will be open from 6 a.m. until 8 p.m. Mm-hmm. And keep in mind that the primaries are open to only registered Republicans and registered Democrats. Right. So unaffiliated voters cannot participate in a primary in the state of Connecticut.
And the sample ballots are on the town clerk's page, so if you want to peruse that to see who is actually running, you can check out the town clerk page on the Town of Portland website.
There we go. Perfect.
So, fantastic. All right, Ryan, I think we've covered a lot, my God.
I think so. Yeah,
awesome.
We're busy.
Anyway, now it's time to go to the beach, I think, or whatever. So, anyway. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that concludes our episode number 52, okay, and I'm your host, Dave Kuzminski, with our First Selectman, Mr. Ryan Curley, in our Town Tech Educational Podcast studio. So enjoy the summer, get out there, and we will see you next time. Thanks so much. Thank you for joining us today. I'm your host, Dave Kuzminski. Please tune in every week for new and relevant conversations about the town of Portland. You can find us at portlandct.org or at YouTube/Town of Portland, and now wherever you listen to your podcasts. If you've enjoyed our podcast, please consider subscribing and sharing with friends. This podcast was produced by the Town Tech Educational Partnership Program, which is a partnership between Portland High School and the Portland Town Hall. If you're looking to start a podcast for your business or organization, check out towntech.org/podcast to learn more.